The first card you have your past is the Chariot. So yeah, this card's obviously about moving, following your dreams, pushing forward, really trying to push something forward. Because if you look at this man's face, he's like he's concentrating, he's kind of pushing and pushing. So this is what you're trying to do at this time. But I also think, this card can also be about protecting yourself. So I think there are two things going on here at this time. I think you were trying to push forward with some work, get lots of work out, do lots of things, whether this was, in the workplace or whether it was your own business. You were trying to push something out, get some work out. But you were trying to do that, but then something was kind of stopping you. And I think this was to do with your emotions. I'm actually seeing, I know this is going to sound really strange, I'm actually seeing some little bits of information coming into you that you might have seen or heard. I don't know whether this is on social media, I don't know whether you're hearing this or you were hearing this from someone. But you're seeing these little bits of information coming in, and they're impacting on your emotions. And because you're all emotional, that was kind of making you slow your work down or stopping you from concentrating and all of that kind of thing. And it's like these little bits of information were coming in, and they were sort of like a dripping tap. They just kept on coming in and coming in and coming in. And it was really annoying you because you're really frustrated. It was like, the most annoying thing about it is it wasn't like you were thinking, oh, I'm so emotional now, I'm thinking about all that. You were. But the most annoying thing for you was that it was stopping you from getting what you wanted to do finished and getting to where you wanted to go. And also all of this was making you feel very tired and very drained as well. So that was annoying you as well. It was like, come on, like in the start, probably in the beginning of the day or the week, you're saying, right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to get all this done. I've got a big list. And then these little emotional messages were coming in, and then your head was kind of everywhere, and you're slow, and maybe things weren't being done to the best quality that you wanted and all of that. So I think, if you're still feeling like this, don't be too hard on yourself, because I think you do actually achieve a lot more than you think you do. Your quality is actually a lot higher than you imagine it is. Usually you're very, very hard on yourself. You push yourself. Your internal dialogue is sort of like, come on, hurry up, let's get this done. What's wrong with you? And so you need to be a little bit kinder on yourself. And you need to realize that, your worst is someone else's best. I'm not saying that to show, people say I'm Aries and I'm saying that all Aries are amazing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to realize that you're very hard on yourself and you do a good job anyway. So stop being so hard on yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, the next card you have your past is the Nine of Swords. Okay, so I'm starting to see a little bit more now of what was bothering you. I think this is this might be about an ex, or, it's definitely a love connection, some kind of love connection from your past. You had some connection with them. And I think when you first separated from whoever this was, you were very, very sad. Of course, you were very upset. A lot of harsh words were said between you, and it was a horrible time for you. I think what happened was you tried to push your sadness below the surface. You tried to really push that down. And I don't think you actually quite dealt with that yet. It's like you pushed it down, got on with your life. Right, I'm pushing forward, I'm going to do this, which is what you're like. But then you didn't really process all of this properly. I think you mostly did, but I think there was still a little bit of that there that you've kind of carried with you, if that makes sense. Again, you might be, when these feelings surface again, which is, I think, what these little bits of information have forced you to do, to kind of think about all of this again, you are probably really kind of angry with yourself again, saying, come on, snap out of it. What are you doing? This was a long time ago. And it was a long time ago, because I think when you first separated, it might have been over a year ago even. when you look at this quilt on this card, and you look at the blue squares, they're all signs of the zodiac. So to me, that says, a year or over, because, each sign represents a month of the year. So this all happened a year or even more than a year ago. And so you're saying, come on, this was a year ago or however long ago. Come on, get over this. What's wrong with you? Come on, you've got things to do. You're giving yourself all of that kind of internal dialogue. Don't do that. It's normal. It doesn't matter. There's no time limit on getting over things. So if you're angry with yourself about that, don't be. It's absolutely normal. Some people take years and years to get over things. It doesn't mean that they're weak or there's anything wrong with them. It's just the way it is. Emotions are not things that you can measure on a calendar. They're just not. You just get over it when you do. And, your work is going along well anyway. Considering all of these emotions you have going through your head, it's going very, very well. So again, be kind to yourself. Be very kind to yourself. It might be, I think it is information that's coming in, but also might be other things as well that are triggering you at this time. You might hear things people say and they take you back to a time when you're with this person. It might be things like music, other things like that. And so all these things are kind of like, no, I don't want to go back there. What's wrong with you? You've come far. Why are you going back there? Don't berate yourself. This is quite normal. Let yourself feel these feelings. Let yourself experience that, and then you'll 100% get over this person. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I hope that makes sense. So the last card you have for your past is the Page of Wands. Yeah, this was a very, very, very conflicting time for you. There are a lot of conflicting feelings you had inside yourself with all this that was going on. You were kind of trying to achieve your goals as well. But I think you had some conflicting goals. It was like, I'm getting this feeling of you wanting to finish one thing 1 minute and another thing another minute, and then you change your mind and you're kind of going all over the place. So, I think there's nothing wrong with having a lot of different goals. I mean, I have a lot of different goals, but I think there might be a lot of half-finished things around you, things that you'd started and you hadn't finished. It might be some kind of sideline thing around what you're doing. There are things that you said to yourself, I want to do this and I want to finish this, and you didn't do that. So go think about all those things. And I think if you go and finish off all those things, you'll probably feel a little bit more settled. And I also think with this past love connection, I think a little bit for you, but I think more for them, things felt very incomplete for them. It's as if things were unfinished. It's almost like they felt that they wanted to say something to you at the time that you separated from them, and they were either cut off or stopped. They wanted to communicate, they wanted to tell you something, and they weren't able to do that. And so there's this feeling of, it's like, a movie when they kind of switch it off and you're not finished, like, oh no, I want to see what happens at the end. That's that, but it's in real life. So they're kind of feeling like that. It's like there's no conclusion. And I think they would like to talk to you at some time. I don't know if they will, or this is just what's on their mind. But I don't know whether you'd want to revisit this connection. I have my doubts about that actually, but something's complete. I'm getting this incomplete feeling around this. Someone wants some closure. Someone wants something to be finished off. That's what I'm seeing in that. So the first card you have for your present is, the Hanged Man. So again, I think this person, whether this is an ex, whoever this is, they feel as if they were cut short, cut off. I'm getting that again. And I think maybe they hurt you, maybe you hurt them back. It might have been that. I'm really seeing in this card again that they'd love to be able to say something to you. They want to be able to tell you something, show you something. It's kind of like what I'm getting from them is that they're kind of thinking, oh, if only they heard this thing from me, if only I could tell them this, then they'd understand, and then I'd get my closure, and they'd say, oh, I understand, I forgive you, or I get why you did this, or whatever. And now we can round it off and come to some kind of closure, or we can revisit this again with a better feeling. That's the thing I'm getting around this. I'm feeling this person wants to have closure. This person wants to come to some kind of completion with you around this thing. This man's legs are making the shape of a number 4, and the number 4 can symbolize completion, 4 corners coming around to the end of something. There's some reason why they can't get through to you. They weren't able to at the time when this was all happening. They now still, even after this time, they feel as if they want to come to this completion with you. They can't do that. They're very frustrated by that. I don't know if you blocked them. I don't know if you just, I don't know, but they can't get through to you. That's the feeling I'm getting around this. And maybe that's why you're hearing this information. Maybe they were telling other people to kind of talk to you, or maybe they were kind of getting on other people's, so I think you might have blocked them maybe on social media, because I'm getting a lot of blocking, but they might still be friends with people you're friends with or something, and they're getting on their social media, and you're seeing theirs and they're cropping up, and you're like, oh, here they are again. I think they're sending out these little signals or messages to you so that they're on your radar. That's what I'm getting. They're kind of in your energy. The strange thing is, I don't think they're actually around you physically. This is all happening remotely. But I don't know, don't be afraid of this, but I think they might actually come around you physically in some way again sometime in the future. I am seeing that they might do that. I don't know why that is. But yeah, they want to resolve things. The main thing I'm seeing in this card is they want to resolve things. They're frustrated that they can't. And they're sending out these little messages. And that's probably what I was seeing, why I was seeing all this information coming in the Chariot. So the next card you have here present is the Magician. So I love this card. Fantastic card. This is 100% you. This is Aries. This is the mystery of you. That's what I'm seeing in this card. Now, again, this is about work, and this is how people see you. You work really hard. You like to achieve things, and you work hard to achieve those things. But some people, a lot of people actually might, or they probably don't see the hard work that you do behind what is on the surface of what you do. For example, if you look at, say, ice skating, and you see these ice skaters, and they're going around and they're kind of twirling around, and everyone claps, and that's the end, and it all looks very easy. It's not easy at all. You know, they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, or 3 or some crazy time. They work for hours and hours. They practice the same thing over and over and over again so that it can look easy on the stage or on the ice skating rink. And so that's how you are. People see things you do and they think, oh, that's easy. And they get a little bit jealous, and they're like, that's not fair. How can this person do this? And, it's so easy, and it's not fair. I'm really angry. I'm a bit jealous. Why do they have this and I don't? And they're not seeing all the hard work that goes on behind it, not just the physical hard work, the mental hard work and the emotional hard work, because there's a lot of mental, a lot of brain work, a lot of emotions, a lot of gearing yourself up to be able to do what you do. There's a lot of mental work. I hope that makes sense to you. And other people don't see that. Some do, but there are some who don't, and they're very jealous. And I always see these jealous people around you, and that's absolutely fine. I think that's normal for you. The other thing I'm seeing here is I think people find you a bit hard to read or identify with as well, because you are a little bit of an outsider, and people see you as an outsider. The Magician's an outsider, but he's a powerful outsider, and so that's kind of very confusing to a lot of people. So I think you are very different to what a lot of people, different to the norm, I should say. And I think people find that hard to read. but I think also people make a lot of assumptions about you, about how easy you do things and how, oh, it's not fair and all of that. So there's all of that I'm seeing around that card. I'm sorry if that was a bit of a mess, but I'm trying to kind of see a lot of different things in that card. But you know, you're the magician, and that means ultimately you're very powerful. You see a lot of things these people don't see, obviously, and that's your strength. And being different is your strength as well. So the last card you have for your present is the Six of Pentacles. So I think I'm seeing this is about your work again, more work things I'm seeing. I don't mean for this to be a work reading. I just keep on seeing a lot of work, business. You're going along fine. I think whether this is about someone you're working for, or whether this is your own business or something, whatever, this is about work, and I think you're going along fine right now. I think everything is kind of heading in the right direction. It's all okay. I think sooner or later you're going to have to get to, or you're going to get to a point where things are going to be a little bit too much for you, and you're going to be very, very exhausted. You're going to be feeling like, I can't do this by myself. I need someone to take over some other things from me so that I can keep on moving forward. Now, if you're in the workplace, it might be that you discuss with someone that you have someone who assists you in something, or works with you, or takes over some of your workload. If it's your own business, it might be that you employ someone to help you, either as an assistant or as some kind of even if it's someone working in your home for you, even if it's someone cleaning, something like that, something that's going to take time off you and stress off you and things off your to-do list, so that you're able to concentrate more on what you need to concentrate on. So it could be any number of things, but I think you are going to, and I don't think this is going to be easy for you, because you do like to work on your own. You like to be in charge of things. You like to be running things yourself. You don't like other people kind of encroaching on what you're doing. You're very much independent in that way. But I think sooner or later this has got to happen. You're going to have someone help you, because you physically are not going to be able to do everything. So I think, this is going to happen in the future, probably toward the end of this year or early next year. This is going to all come to a head. So I think if you're getting this message now and this is resonating with you, start to think about what kind of help you're going to need right now, because I think you can work this out now. Think about the type of person you want to help you. Think about where you can find this person from, because I do think it's going to have to be someone who you really 100% trust. This person's going to be in your life all the time, in your business, and I know you hate people in your business. So it might be someone you already know, might be a friend, might be someone you truly trust, might even be a relative. Think about who that might be right now, and start asking now, would you be prepared to do this for me in the future? Would you be prepared to help me out in the future? And then, you can prepare now. So when it comes to the time, you're not like, oh, I'm so exhausted, I don't know what to do. Now I'm scrambling around trying to find someone and I'm not going to find the right person. So prepare for that now. So I hope that makes sense to you. If it does, just think about who that might be now. So the first card you have for your future is the Queen of Swords. Yes. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling this quite strongly. So someone's going to really, really try. I mean, really, really try. They're going to really try to get into contact with you, or come in contact with you, I should say. I think it's probably going to be this person who wants to resolve things. They're all over this reading. It has to be them. Now, I'm getting a really strong feeling that 98% of you, or 99% of you, does not want to open this up again. That's the head part of you. That's the logical part of you. I can see, this is the Queen of Swords part of you saying, no, I'm not going backwards. I'm not going to do this. I'm not opening up to this person again. No, no, no. I'm moving forward. I'm totally different now. My whole life's changed. I'm not going back to that. there's a tiny part of you as well, probably 1%, 2%, that's not quite over this. That's your emotional part. That's the part you're trying to push down in the Nine of Swords. You cannot push that part of you down. It's going to, if you push it down, it's going to come up. It's going to come up. Like if you have something like a blow-up toy you put in the water in a swimming pool and you push it down, it's going to come up to the surface again. You cannot. Now, again, this is really, really following on what I was seeing in the Hanged Man. I don't think they're going to be able to contact you directly. Again, I think you might have blocked this person or something. There's some reason why they can't do that. So I think you're going to get a few more messages in a second-hand way from someone else. I don't think they're going to be on social media. I think someone is going to tell you. They're going to talk to someone directly. They're going to talk to you directly. And I think what you're going to do is you're going to choose to protect yourself like this Queen, because this isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about protecting your ascension, if that makes sense. You've ascended. You've grown from where you were when you were with this person. You're protecting how far you've come. You're protecting how much you've grown. It's almost like you've become freer since you're around this person. Because if you look at this Queen, there are butterflies all on a crown, you know, all around her head and everything. So this, you know, butterflies symbolize freedom. So you are a lot freer since you're with that person, and you do not want to go backwards. You want to go forwards, and you're protecting that. So that's what I'm seeing in that. So I'm getting this really strong feeling you don't want this. But there is a small part of you, don't be angry, there really is, that does have, you do have a tiny piece of them in your heart. Don't be angry, I'm seeing that.